Broadcasting live from sunny South Florida, and the best way to start your Saturday. This is KMA Talk Radio. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of fine cigars. And now your KMA crew. The man with the scoop, William Cooper. Alex the Goat Tavella. And always telling it like it is, Honest Abe Dababneh.
I like to smoke them like the Winston Churchill. Like John Kennedy, yeah. Remember Coach Red Auerbach, smoked up for victory, yeah. Well, you can take my wife, you can take my car, but you can't take my big cigar. My cigar, yeah.
Good morning to all our loyal listeners, libertarians, and lovers of the leaf. Honest Abe here, and we are broadcasting KMA Talk Radio, episode number 592 live. And as always, I am here with my trusted KMA crew, the man we call the GOAT, Alex Tavella. Our dear friend always bringing us industry news, rumor, and teaser-free, William the Scoop Cooper. And joining us as a guest host this week on KMA Talk Radio, our dear friend, the man, the myth, Fred Rui.
How you doing?
What's up? What's up?
AKA the Godfather.
I don't think I can get. Am I going to have to look at this giant mic by your head the whole show? Is that what's
pretty much?
Is that?
Yeah.
This is from the guy who does the show in a barn.
Should I talk like this?
I'm not in a barn. I do. It does have the vibe. This is the new backdrop on the outside patio, but it does kind of that like prison, like I'm being transported in a prison bus kind of vibe. That's
Or
what
like
I'm getting out of it.
Or like a cattle truck or something.
Cattle truck. Yeah.
I just got one question for you guys. Can you hear me? Can you hear me better now? Does this work better?
That mic sucks. That's a giant mic, and it sucks.
All right. Well
played.
In typical KMA fashion, let's just start it off early because I want to talk about. Damn that.
Oh God! Well, what a
What a
try that again.
For those of
completely
you that
start
are
that
just
over.
listening,
Start that over.
For those of you that are just listening, Abe just decided to throw a cigar on the ground.
I didn't throw it. I dropped it.
I said what I said.
Durability. What are we smoking today, boys?
All right, I got to start off. So this is another Kevin Shahan gift I got.
Shahan.
Yeah.
Shahan. Kevin Shahan. Okay.
Shahan.
What do we got?
Last
I
week I
believe the
spoke
Irish
to
call it Shahan, but
Shahan. Yeah, I apologize, Kevin.
Whatever.
Last week he sent me a few cigars, old Room 101s. Last week I had a San Andreas. This is the Room 101 Honduras. And he was very kind enough to gift me a couple of these. These are like over 12 years old. I mean, they haven't made these in 12 years.
Interesting.
So he was very
some
kind.
Room 101 vintage gems for sure.
Yeah.
Jessica said he went and I think he found some as well.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
She did say that. There was the shop, local guy had a ton of stuff. Don't know what he's sitting on.
Yeah. So I'm very grateful for this, and I can't wait to fire this one up for sure.
Very nice. I'm smoking actually a gem that I commandeered from Abe's office. This is probably top 3 of my event only cigars, but I'm smoking a Crema de l'Orange from Espinosa.
We just had a big discussion on my show Thursday night about event only cigars. Interesting you having that, yeah. Yeah, we weren't too kind to most of them. So
it's weird. We're all going like with off the one so far. So
that's a good one, by the way, Adam. Yeah, that's a good one.
I think Alex can correct me on this one probably. So this one I think came out during Connoisseurs Club. This is the Southern Draw Evening Stock. And I think that was one of his ones that we did. And then later he just released it and it was for sale through Smoke Inn.
No. So wait a minute. Wait. No. Okay. Almost.
No.
Wait. So is that an evening stock? That's an evening stock?
Yeah, that's
yes.
So one, yes, it was in the Connoisseur Club, but then that particular one became the TGS exclusive, the evening stock.
That was
the regular production is the evening Primrose, which looks similar, but you could see on the secondary band.
That was one of the better TG. I mean, that year I remember that was the surprise.
That was a great cigar. I remember this being really good, and I think there's only one left. There's only one left.
That's a good event. That's a very good event.
Yeah, I have a few of those right in the humidor. They were
that was
great.
definitely.
Look at you! You just grab one right there, like you had that close of access to it.
Yes, they are literally.
What are the privileges?
Wow.
That was,
and they sit on the top shelf, which is the don't smoke these that often shelf, right? I mean, is that how anybody else uses the top shelf? That's how I use the top shelf.
No, that is absolutely not how I use top shelf.
You do the opposite.
I hide them.
Yeah, all my good stuff is at the bottom of the humidor.
Yeah.
Stuff on the top.
What if a random person walks in and goes to grab a cigar? They're not.
Nobody's randomly not in the office. These hiding the. Nobody's randomly.
Oh yeah, okay. Now we know what to get when
right.
Until we're in your office, we know what to do. And just go over the top shelf.
Yeah. You don't even got to move anything.
Hey, what are you smoking?
This is going to be an interesting cigar. It should be available. I'm going to guess 30 to 45 days. So this cigar is a El Titan de Bronze cigar. Okay.
Listening.
This is a very special release. Only 1,000 boxes were made. And they were only made, oddly enough, for overseas distribution. It's an anniversary cigar for them. And something happened where, for many reasons, the powers that be decided not to send the cigar overseas. And we acquired the whole lot. So these will be available only through Smoke Inn soon. The one I have is unbanded because there were some of the samples that they were sent to me because I wanted to try them, but they are fantastic. I actually have a finished box that they sent me in my office, but the whole lot should be here in about 30 or 45 days.
Is it a torpedo?
It's like a Churchill. It's a nice size Churchill.
Okay. All right.
7 by
that size.
52,
Okay,
7 by
yeah,
50,
that's
maybe
nice.
7 by 50.
It's got an old school look to it. I like that. The proper, you know.
So they were already
Very
rolled,
interesting.
and they were destined for another destination that fell
They were
through. Is
supposed to
that,
be international only.
yeah. Okay.
So this is, once again, it's how do I say it? It's not their normal profile, I would say. I think it's a little bit lighter, but I'm finding everyone extremely tasty.
They're already aged, right? Like they've had them for a while.
They were ready to go.
Obviously
Right?
for a while, because they were ready to go a while ago and never made it to Europe.
Oh,
So
interesting. I'm curious now. I love that factory, so I'm very curious.
yeah, I think this is going to be a big hit. So more to come soon. I just thought I'd preempt that. I've been smoking a lot of these because I've been enjoying them. So that's what I'm starting off the day with. But speaking of overseas, I got to share last Saturday's.
Mission aborted.
Well, it wasn't Saturday. It was
You have a lot of these mission aborted stories, Abe.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something. Many years ago, and I'd say it was probably at least a decade ago, prior, I was very, very well known for not making a trip. Okay. So, and truth be told, I could comfortably talk about this, but when you're in the midst of 400 to 500 pounds and, 10, 15 years ago, first class tickets weren't always an option for me, and let me just tell you something, when you're that big, first class ain't that comfortable either.
I was going to say that, yeah.
But I would travel with Brandy, and I would take like half her coach seat, poor girl. And flying was just a very stressful, anxiety situation for me traveling. I mean, especially when you couldn't get first class, and then you're praying the flight's not full. Then I got to go to the flight attendant and beg her and say, look, if there's a empty seat anywhere on the plane, can you please sit me next to it? It is a shitty experience flying. So I think a lot of why I had a lot of canceled trips many years ago is that was the problem. I really kind of would always get a little anxiety before taking a trip. So I used to do that regularly. Like I'd be ready to go, everything planned, and the night before I said, fuck it, I ain't going. I'd show up to work and everybody's like, what the fuck are you doing? I didn't feel like it. Yeah, I did that a lot. But this was like out of the movies.
I mean, you were in the middle of the Atlantic.
Yeah, you were
I've never seen. Listen, I got to tell you something though. I will tell you this, and I'll tell you guys at the end. But Delta did make up. Let's put it that way. But we were supposed to go. We were flying into Amsterdam per recommendation of Steve Saka, and because he says flying into Dortmund's a pain. So we're flying into Amsterdam, and it's like about an hour and 20-minute drive to Dortmund. So I thought it'd be cool. We'd get a car, we'd ride the countryside of Europe and head to Dortmund. And then on the way back, we were going to spend 3 days or 4 days, 3.5 days in Amsterdam, because that was where we went on our honeymoon. One of the cities that we went on our honeymoon, the first city we went to. So it would have been nice to go back. So we leave here about noon. We fly from here to Atlanta, got a 50-minute layover. And then from Atlanta straight to Amsterdam. About an hour after takeoff. And I was supposed to land in Amsterdam 6 a.m. the first day of the show. So get there, head to the show, change, head to the show, spend the first day, plenty of time. So about an hour after takeoff, and I'm assuming I'm no pilot, and anybody listening is a pilot, maybe you can correct me, but like from Atlanta at an hour point, I'm going to venture to say you're either still over land or you're pretty close to it.
Yeah.
But we get the amazing announcement.
Well, folks, when you hear "well, folks," you know it's bad.
When you get the announcement that I really only thought happened in the movies.
Right.
Attention all passengers. If there's anybody on board who is a doctor or medical background, can you please go to row number, whatever, seat number, whatever. I'm like, oh. Now, we don't know what's going on because this is happening way in the back of the plane, but I'm assuming someone's having a heart attack, feeling chest pain, something's going on.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we're going to be landing. Nothing fucking happens. Get served dinner, eat dinner. Been a few hours now. I'm getting ready to lay down for the night. Lay out my chair, blanket, lie down. I figure I'm going to go to bed, wake up in Amsterdam. What I forgot to mention is throughout this whole experience, even like when we were eating dinner, every 15, 20 minutes, all 3 flight attendants, or sometimes 4, would be scurrying down the aisle to go all the way to the front of the plane, and they had this little huddle. And they're all talking shit. So, like, obviously something's still going on, but we're still flying. Sure enough, a couple hours into my sleep, we hear the captain come on. They're turning the fucking plane around to go back.
Wow.
Like, I mean, got to be close to the halfway point across the Atlantic. They turn this fucking plane around. So we're like, fuck this. We get to New York. It's probably now somewhere between 9:30 and 10. And at first they tell us, well, the flight's, we're going to hope to get this flight out somewhere around 12:15 or 12:30. Okay. And, you know, you're more than welcome to get off the plane if you want, but you have to take everything with you. They want you to.
How long did it take to fly back to Atlanta from the point they turned around?
Well, how much time did we spend in the air from Atlanta to JFK?
Well, no, I meant just like when you turned around.
When they said we're going to turn around, how long did it take?
I'm telling you, at this point, we got to be like 4 hours, 3.5, 4 hours.
Okay.
So you took 4 hours back to Atlanta? I mean, back to New York?
Well, no, because we started from Atlanta. So as they're going to Amsterdam, New York is a closer trip back.
Yeah,
so
but still a couple hours.
Oh, yeah, but it was still like 2.5 3 hours.
That's what I'm saying. So you're basically a flight from Florida to Atlantic City back, knowing that your trip's busted right now.
So I say, fuck it, we're getting off the plane. So we get off the plane, and me and a bunch of other passengers obviously go outside to have a smoke. Got fucking 3 hours to kill. Now, while we're outside, we happen to start talking with people, and one of the guys outside was literally behind this whole incident. So here I'm thinking somebody had a fucking heart attack, and what it appeared to be to this guy is the guy just drank too much, partied too much, probably popped a Xanax, pre-partied, started early on his way to Amsterdam, or was anxiety about flying, started drinking. This guy, they couldn't control him. He kept trying to stand up on the plane. He ended up pissing all over himself on the plane. And that's why they decided to land it. So I'm like,
jeez.
Right? This guy fucked up like 200 people.
I watched Con Air just zip tie his ass to the seat and move on.
That's what I say, man. Why don't they make one of these lavatories? Because they had 2 in the front. I got to imagine they got 4 in the back. Why don't they make one of them a brig? Just fucking throw a guy like that in it until he gets somewhere. So what I'm getting upset at now is they had the chance to call this early.
Yeah.
They waited too long. And when they land, the reason why they can't take off right away is this crew's already been on a plane for fucking 6 hours or whatever.
Yeah. They're not really asked. So you need a new crew.
So you need a new crew, and that's what takes all the time. So sure enough, about 12:30, we're all standing at here's the best part, right? So me and all the people that went outside, left security, we're going back to the gate, and guess what?
You don't have passes for the gate.
Our boarding passes say Atlanta to Amsterdam. Fucking TSA says, how the fuck are you here in New York? I said, well, we can't let you in. I said, what do you mean you can't let us in?
Oh, geez.
They didn't tell us on the plane, don't go fucking outside.
All right.
So we can't get back on the plane. There's like fucking 12 of us. So now we got to go back to the Delta counter. We go them. They're clueless. Like the people that are working there don't know.
They have no idea where. Right.
So we got 10 million flights. They can't print you a boarding pass because they only have the ability to get boarding passes from fucking JFK to wherever. And there isn't a new boarding pass even in the system for them to print.
No, there's just a rogue plane in JFK,
right? They can give you a TSA pass, though, right? They can give you a TSA pass, like if you were taking a minor in or something like that. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I would think.
Let me just tell you something. This was a clusterfuck getting back in. They had to have meetings and figure it out. Then somebody from fucking the Delta terminal had to literally walk us all back to the TSA and tell them to let us in. That guy didn't take her word for it. He had to get on a walk. It was a clusterfuck, but we ended up getting back in. Right, so we get to the gate at 12:30. I shit you not, a crew of about 9 people, 10, 12 people walk up and start entering the plane. As soon as everybody sees them, everybody Everybody's clapping. These people are getting like
Right,
a fucking standing ovation, right? One lady gets behind the microphone. Hey, everybody, we are so sorry for what's happening in this delay, but we're here. We're going to go on the plane. We're going to clean it up. We're going to do some safety checks, and we're going to try to board you guys as soon as possible and get you on your way. Great. Now, meanwhile, like I'm sitting on the floor. I got my little carry-on bag. I just made a pillow and just lie down. I fall asleep. At about 1:30 in the morning, we get an announcement. Flights canceled. Flights canceled because they couldn't get pilots.
Wow.
The crew was there. What?
You can't make this stuff up sometimes.
Yeah, they can't get pilots. So now at 2 a.m, 200 people are scurrying to find hotels. So they send you a link to book your room and you click on it, but the hotel's, this is close by. By the time you get there, bloop, sold out. Now you got to do the next one. Next one. I ended up fucking having to stay it was like 7-8 miles, but that's like a fucking 30-40 minute drive.
Now you know what it feels like when you're trying to buy a TGS release.
Bro, 40 minute drive, $100 cab ride because they give you an Uber token for a little bitty Uber X, and I couldn't even tell you where the fuck the ride share thing was. I was so tired at 2 a.m. It was a cab right there. I'm like, we're getting the fucking cab. So get in the cab, get to the hotel. We're checking in at 2:30 in the morning. I got to check out at 10 a.m. Okay. So, and here's the problem. For whatever reason, I think it has to do with customs overseas. Where there's no flights going to Amsterdam, leaving New York till like fucking 10:30 at night, 10 o'clock at night. So they're delaying me pretty much over 24 hours.
Yeah.
They won't give us our baggage. Our baggage is still on the plane. So now we're in 48 hours, same clothes, no toothpaste, no nothing, no amenities. And then they want me to get on a plane, get to Amsterdam, and fly 8 hours or 7.5 hours, whatever it is, and the same shit by the time I get there, then drive an hour and a half. I mean, so by the time they would have gotten me there, I literally would have missed. I would have gotten there like with 1 hour and a half, 2 hours left of the second day of the show. So I'm like, why the fuck am I going? There's no point in really going at this point.
Yeah, 100%.
So, and I actually I was on the phone with American Express. Hey, is there a flight out of Boston early tomorrow morning? Is there whatever? But I was trying to fucking find. I was going to drive 2 hours to another city to try to. Couldn't get there. So we end up fucking coming home. Our luggage goes to Amsterdam. We get back on a Wednesday. 2 pieces of luggage show up Saturday or Sunday, and then my luggage, of course, doesn't show up till like Thursday. This past Thursday. But that was my first Dortmund experience.
Nice.
Trying to
Good
go
times. Good times.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Honestly, if that guy was really drunk and pill popping, whatever, they should just ban him from flying.
I agree.
Well,
A guy like
probably,
that,
they probably will.
Or at least
the
minimum, give him like a 2-year ban, man.
They turn around a plane for you for that. You're probably at least got a ban for a while.
Listen, I think some European retailers sent the mull. This guy's coming to buy up all our fucking shit. So get that plane turned around.
Crazy.
Wow.
Crazy shit. Well, the upside is we do actually have a whole bunch more of overseas number one in transit, which should be up soon. We've gotten tons of email. I know they're very excited about it. And crazily enough, and I didn't think they would sell it to me. Just shows you Europe, man. And this is why I was going to Europe, because I really wanted to start to get to know some of these distributors. Because if I'm going to continue to do projects like this in the future, I got to have a relationship with them, because they need to know how to order. So they had to put a purchase order in, and I emailed them. I'm like, you want to sell them all to me? They sold me their whole allocation. So that means they're not keeping one box for any retailer in Europe. And they gladly sold them to me. Oh, one shot.
Yeah.
What do they care?
The European exclusive. That's not a European exclusive.
Yeah. My 60-second story of getting stranded in JFK like that was, long story short, we miss our flight, or we get to JFK, we're late, we can't get our flight, so it's 8:30 the next night, right? Same scenario. We're flying to Rome to catch a cruise boat, and so won't give us our luggage because it's on the plane. So we go and spend way too much money for a stupid tiny hole in the wall hotel. Come back 8:30 at night. We go over to Rome. Our luggage isn't even on the plane. And I'm like, you had my luggage for 24 hours. So then I used to travel and we're getting on a ship. We're getting on a ship without our luggage. Right. And I used to travel with these Magellan like pants that would zip into shorts. They were ugly as hell. They looked like these cargo puffy, and they would zip into shorts. They were pants and zipped into shorts. And my wife hated them. Hated them. And we get there. We don't have our luggage. We get on the boat, and she's like, "What are we gonna do now?" And I'm like, "Who's laughing now, bitch?" And I'm like taking off the things. I haven't got shorts. I'm going to the pool. But
did you end up going on the cruise without your luggage?
We did, and I mean, so this is a 21-day cruise. They're like, "Well, we can't get it to you for 7 days because the Athens." And my sister was back here in the States, and she calls them up, and she's like, "Oh, bullshit! They're landing here. You got an airplane landing 4 hours away from there. You can get a shuttle and take them over there." So we got it at about 6 days. The cruise boat was awesome. The cruise boat was like, "Hey, here's a suit, for the dress up night." They took our clothes every single night at night and had it back to us by 5 a.m. the next morning clean.
Are you serious?
They gave us only what we had on.
You wore the same outfit like every day?
You had to.
What was they gonna do?
No. I go down to the they give you like a credit. They give you a big credit, which they don't have to, but I'm looking at all clothes and I'm like, this is all like, I don't wear sequins and shit like that. I mean, it's cruise boat clothes. So I'm all excited because I'm like, the first port we're gonna hit, which is 2 days after at sea, is Dababneh, Croatia. And I'm like, I'm gonna buy some soccer like shirts and some cool jerseys because it's all gonna be on American Express because I'm gonna get reimbursed. I go there and I'm like, hey, I'm looking at all these jerseys. I'm like, okay, I need that in an extra large. And he's like, extra large. And I'm like, yeah, extra large. And he brings out the European extra large, which is like junior triathlete small for. And so I ended up not getting any clothes. So yeah, I had to wear the same thing every day. I bought a swimsuit, and that was all I had for like 7 days.
Did you?
And we all lived. It was fine.
Did you feel compelled to tell the story to everybody like you got to know or seen multiple times, so they didn't think like you were just a scum? Unhygienic.
This guy in the same clothes.
Wearing the same clothes every day.
I mean, honestly, have you seen cruise boat people? I still looked better than most of the cruise boat people.
I get it, but you didn't feel like, hey, you see this guy 3 days in a row.
I don't think anybody notices. I don't think I did. I mean, I probably did a dinner when I'm wearing the same 1950s prom jacket or whatever they gave me. Yeah, I probably did for that.
Oh my God. Okay, that's a worse story.
It's not worse. It's funny. I mean, we lived. It was just fine.
Well, at least you made your trip.
Right. Oh yeah. And if I didn't have that buffer day, Tracy didn't want a buffer day in Rome. Had I not done that buffer day, that she's like, "Oh, we don't need a buffer day," we would have missed the boat, and that would have really sucked.
So what was nice was when I got back, they gave me obviously full credit for our airfare. So basically my wife and I flew to New York to have lunch and flew home. That's what we did. And that was our trip.
Did they give you the miles for going over the Atlantic and coming back? Do you get those credits?
I don't think so, but they did give me that, and they gave me a $250 credit. Okay. And then they sent me an email. How was your service? And I wasn't nasty. I just wrote, look, I received my discount, but I just need to tell you, from every leg, every point, this just wasn't handled properly. It wasn't handled properly.
Right.
They could have made an earlier call. Instead, they waited too long. Because had they made an earlier call, they could have just landed somewhere, dropped this guy off, and took off and continued the flight.
Oh, yeah.
It would have been like an hour, hour and a half delay. So they didn't make the call early enough. I said, and then when we finally landed, they told us to get off the plane. They never told us, don't go outside. You won't be able to get back in.
Right.
Couldn't get back in. Then when we get there, they assured us we were taking off. Flight crew shows up. 90 minutes later, they tell us nothing. Then we're scrambling to find a hotel. And I just said the whole thing was just, really handled poorly. They sent me another $800 credit. So I ended up getting, thousands of dollar credits.
All right. Okay.
They did okay. They did okay.
They did right.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It's not. Yeah. It sucks. That is the worst feeling is the 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, realizing you're not getting out and you got to find a hotel and you're tired.
Especially after they gave you the glimmer of hope. Don't give me the glimmer of hope.
The worst. That is the worst.
That's really.
Glimmer of hope, bro. We saw the whole crew get on the plane. We're like, we're out of here.
Yeah, that's about it.
Because even at that point, as time goes by, you're mentally preparing yourself of the odds that we're not.
I literally told the people outside when they said, "Yeah, we're going to get you out in 3 hours." I said, "There's no fucking way we're getting out of this airport."
Right.
When I saw that crew come on, I'm like,
right, then you're
out of here.
Why can't they tell you there's a risk we may not have a pilot and then people want to get out of that?
They probably didn't know that. They didn't know that. They didn't know that.
They should say, "Look, we don't have our pilot yet at this point."
But they wouldn't have sent a crew there. They wouldn't have sent a crew if they didn't think they had it.
They did say Well, I did. They did say pilots are on the way. They did say that. I don't know if they were scrambling to get pilots on the way, or some guy, something happened, couldn't make it.
Well, no, I mean,
so the guy they called at
pilot
10:30 couldn't pass a breathalyzer, so he didn't fly.
You know what? That might have been it too.
Yeah, I mean,
the pilot had too much Ambien and drinks on his flight on the way over, and guy.
That might have been it too. You know,
that was the guy.
That was the pilot.
That was the pilot.
So
he finally turned around when the Ambien started kicking in too hard.
You know what though? When you look at the map, if you pull up that map of like how many planes are in the air, and the fact that we get it right as much as we do, like I used to be a super stressful like traveler guy. I got irritated by everything, and then at some point I'm like flying from like Orlando out west or whatever, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not on a carriage that takes me a year to get over to the West Coast on a trail, Oregon Trail, dying of dysentery. I mean, it's just like the fact they get it right as much as they do is pretty amazing, really.
Now that I have an air traffic controller in the family, it's interesting. He does. My son does radar. He doesn't do tower. But there's a lot.
All right, hold on. For us layman people, I always thought the tower was radar. What the fuck's it?
Yeah, I thought radar is the airspace. Radar is the overall airspace on the airline.
What does the tower do?
What does the tower do?
Take off and landing.
Oh.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Never knew that.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So the tower's doing right there at the airport. He's doing one. They're out in flight.
Shouldn't they be together? Shouldn't they like, hey, you're in charge of airspace? Is it okay if I let this guy take off? I mean,
but I mean, there's obviously, when the planes are in these lanes going, like, for example, Abe was just talking about going up the eastern seaboard. I'm sure that they have to avoid. You want to avoid collisions, obviously. So.
I think that's the first rule of air traffic control. I think.
Yeah. It's a more complicated thing than I realized, and obviously that's why you go for a lot of training with these things too. Yeah, but there's still things that just make me scratch my head too sometimes.
Well, while the words you never want to hear is there a doctor on board, it's still better than brace for impact. I'll tell you that.
Right.
Yeah.
I've had several where several where they asked for a doctor.
Yeah, I've been on a few of them too.
I almost wanted to say, hey, I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night just so I could walk up and just see what the fuck was going on.
Okay, the best one was though I had when they came on and they do that, and I thought they're gonna ask for a doctor. They asked if there was a vet on board. No, someone's little dog in the back and her little carry-on thing had something. I'm like, is there a vet on board?
Oh my gosh!
I would hope that if I'm on the flight, and if it's the flight or the dog. Sorry, dog. I'm just saying. Sorry.
Like, are they going to turn around a plane for a dog?
That's what I'm saying. We're going to turn planes around for dogs?
I think.
Oh, no. No, I think you have to DB Cooper that thing. I think you put a parachute on them.
Hold on. Are you guys? I know you guys are talking shit, but do you really think if there was some real problem with a dog, they wouldn't turn the plane around or land?
I don't think they would.
They would.
They would not turn it around.
Hold on, you say no, you're saying yeah.
No,
they wouldn't.
If it's a service dog, 100% turn it around. Service dog, I think 100%.
Forget turning it around. You're just overland, and they could land in the next city.
Well, yes, I think so. I think if it's a service dog, yes.
We're gonna have to find out.
Coop is ChatGPTing
that right now.
Cameron Chen was just in our shop yesterday. I could have asked him.
I would almost bet that they would have to if it's a service dog.
There's just so lack of communication. Like the dog can't say what's going on with it or anything. I mean, I just don't know. I mean, it's like,
did you say the dog can communicate?
No, I'm saying they can't. I mean, I just don't think they're turning the plane around. I don't think they are.
That's a parody skit right there. So what's the matter, little buddy? What you got going on there?
It's not like Lassie. It's not like they know like Lassie's every episode was like Timmy's in the well. What? Oh, again? I mean, it's just like no. I don't think they're turning around the plane for a service dog, particularly since there's so many people that are bullshit don't have service dogs really. They just bought the permit or the vest and they slap it because they want to bring their dog on the plane.
Oh,
I don't know.
Doctor was having a seizure. That's a good question. I'm curious. I want to find out. Oh, absolutely. I'm agreeing with you, Don. Wait. I saw Don McNair. Yeah, Don made it home safely. I got to tell you something. I mean, look. I know I've said it 100 times.
Oh, it's case by case. There's no law.
It's case by case.
Case by case. All right.
Pilot's call.
Pilot's call.
So
if you get a dog, if your pilot's a cat lover and it's a dog, then they're not turning around.
Flying on.
So speaking of Don McKnight, I just want to say, I've said for years, honestly, I think we have the best following in this industry. I love the people in our community. Everybody supports us, comes out. But here's a perfect example and a testament, because when you want to look at something from the outside in and really see kind of how special things are, here's a guy that lives in Seattle. Yeah. Okay, spent the majority of his last career working in Japan, and just recently retired and had his retirement party at Smoke Inn Boynton Beach.
Yeah.
And the Pausers came from Alaska.
I know.
The Grimes came from Kentucky. Cameron and his wife came from Texas. Tommy Hall came from Washington, not D.C., Washington. On top of a lot of our local community that showed up. I mean, it was really a nice week. It really was a nice week. I stayed late almost every night, hung out. I tried to pop out of my office when I can during the day, but it was really nice. And I don't know if Don knows how honored we really are that you actually chose to have your.
That's so cool. It's so cool.
Yeah, all the way in West Palm Beach, man. But it was a good time, and it was good to see it, man. It was like a TGS warm up, right? It was like a pre-party TGS.
Yeah, that's really nice. It's the community is a very positive community, I've noticed, and that's one thing I really like. It's very positive. It's not, people don't take other people down. It's a very good, it's an excellent community, in my opinion.
Well, listen,
those kinds of people get pruned out real quick.
I was going to say that's a credit to the moderators that, okay, let's not go down this political nightmare road. Let's not go down this trashing somebody else's stick road or whatever it is like that. That takes policing. It really does.
I'm going to tell you where it really showed, because, we're really active. People probably wouldn't realize how active I am in screening people. Even if someone posts something on accident, I'll go look at their long history, because sometimes it's just, they didn't realize it or they didn't take it or whatever. Excuse me. And I'll remove the post. Sometimes, we take a lot of people out of that group. It just, you could tell really quick whether someone really should be there or belongs there or just doesn't fit and is either there for ulterior motives or just doesn't get it and not really part of the community. So, and we got moderators, especially like Gary Brooks, man. Gary Brooks is like, I think being a moderator on our group has become like a part-time job for him.
Thank God, because it makes our job easier. Honestly,
I know.
Yeah.
And that's what really makes a difference. But I'll tell you where it really made a difference was because we've been really good because we wanted just to stay a positive place. We don't want to. There's so much shit out there, whether it's on other social media platforms, whether it's the news, whether it's TV, that just brings you down, right?
Yeah.
And it's just nice to go into that group and not worry about having something to bring you down, right? It's always
right.
And where I really thought it would test our, the community was we've done a great job of maintaining it a political free zone. And we know there's definitely both sides of the spectrum and everything in between in our community. And nothing inflames that or makes it more prevalent than a fucking election.
Yeah.
And when that election was coming up, I made one post just to kind of remind everybody, hey, listen, man, I know election time's coming up, and this is when everybody wakes up, comes out of the closet, they become a fucking high major. Let's keep this. And we really didn't have very little issues.
Yeah.
And there's always that issue where if someone posted a picture and there was a picture on the back behind him that was that's not a political post, bro. Right. There's always a few sensitive people, and that's not a political post, man. It's the guy's allowed to have a picture on the wall whatever the fuck he wants. He's not making a political post.
Right.
Like some things, look, Donald Trump Jr. buys cigars at West Palm.
Yeah.
He spends his money with us. So,
yeah. Right. So if somebody posted when he was in there, that's not a political post, man.
Right.
You go on most social media platforms right now, and regardless of what you post, for the most part, even if it's not political, The over under is, if it's a big group and it's got a lot going on, the over under is 9 posts before somebody takes some sort of political jab. Alex, I think you posted something this week that was great. Is that chances are you're arguing with a bot.
You're arguing with the bot.
So many, like, I think the actual arguments out there are very, very little. They're manufactured by
listen,
bots
Fred.
on
So
both sides.
that's something I've been reading about it. It's something called dead internet theory, and they think we've gotten there. We've gotten to the point where AI and bots are the majority on social media and internet 100%. Compared to humans. It's all AI.
100%.
You're arguing with
100%.
the bot. If it's a stranger you don't know in some political post, you're probably arguing with the bot. The amount of bots and AI accounts have overtaken the amount of actual humans on the internet.
Well, not to be political, but the whole like transgender thing, far less than 1% of the nation. Muslim thing, far less than 1% of the nation. Immigration, far less than 1%. So, but
80% of your news feed somehow.
80% of the news feed and 80% of the argument. And what I hate is the manufactured argument where they want to do this. Well, who's they? The bot posted it just to rile up the other people, and it was never a thing to begin with. So anyway, but without getting into that, it's nice to have a safe space to what I think it's meant for is like, show me a picture of a kitten, show me a picture of your dog, show me your family out at Disney World. Well, maybe not Disney World. Sorry, Paul. But I mean, just have a place to just look. It's why we're in the lounge. It's why we love the cigar industry, because we can sit around. We talk, we relax. You can have a civil discussion about things. You can talk about things that are more meaningful life-wise, I think, long-term.
Agreed, Fred. Agreed. Yeah. Listen, folks, the truth is, if you see something on the internet and you say to yourself, there's no way they said that, it's probably 9 times out of 10 they didn't say it.
Yeah. And now with AI, with it being able to fake anything, I mean,
they can literally say
we're in trouble now.
Yeah.
We're in trouble now. I'm very pessimistic of how this ends.
I think Facebook really has to address a lot of the fake content going out there.
It's not just Facebook; it's everything.
It's everything.
Well,
Facebook has a
we're
real
Facebook
big problem
centric
with it
because
right
we say Facebook because we're Facebook centric, but yeah, it's
Sure.
all of them. It's all.
But Twitter's worse. Twitter's worse on the bots.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
But
and that's worldwide.
They put that. What do you call it in there? That they have that. They have their own bot where you can validate something, right?
They have their community notes, right? The community.
Okay, and they have Grok, and everybody asks about it. But again, if you ever think you're on a platform that isn't privately done or publicly that has its own agenda, they all have their own agenda. I mean, Grok failed in real time because everybody says, "Oh, it's showing too much right stuff." They flip a switch, then all of a sudden it went way too much left, and it was posting outrageous things and outrageous verifications. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know what you trust.
Yeah, I know there's a politics,
really
and I'm thinking. I was actually not even thinking of the politics, and I'm thinking of like my mother. When I saw my mother last month, she saw, "Hey, the Beatles are getting back together," and I go, "Where'd you see
and remember, and the other, and it would be, oh, Sylvester Stallone died. This one died. That was like, I almost think that those things were the beta test to see if people would take to this bullshit and just believe it because somebody said it, and they said, "Oh, this will work on politics."
They do. If enough
people would share. Oh my God!
I think you're right, Alex. You nailed it. You nailed
Before
it, man.
he died, Hulk Hogan died 15 times.
Right?
That's
right.
Rocky died, and it was almost a beta test. Oh, these people will take anything.
Wait. Are the Beatles not getting back together?
Right.
Well, it's funny. I told my mother, I said, the way you look at that is you go to People Magazine, because People Magazine is like the cigar aficionado of the entertainment.
That's what Coop, that's what I said, and I hate it because it's like but I'm like, you know what? If it ain't on TMZ, he's not dead.
TMZ is really good at people dying. Like they can
right. That's right. If it ain't on TMZ, he ain't dead.
Yeah,
they're really good at people dying. I'm sure that's what they want to be known. That's what they want to be known for.
They have a very high hit rate with that. I mean, accuracy with that. Yes, they have.
What do you got, Abe?
I was gonna say, do you know what we're missing the point about all this? And this is the scary part, right? The 4 of us are all talking about it, right? Which means that all 4 of us are intelligent enough to realize we don't waste our time a lot in social media because we know that this is all controlled shit, right? We know that, and you've seen it in movies, and I believe it's in movies because it's true. These big fucking warehouses and shit with guys sitting with fucking 20 phones and doing shit. That was before AI. That was before AI. Now they got just AI doing that. They don't even need those guys doing that shit anymore.
Right.
But what we don't realize is the 13, 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old kids haven't figured that out.
Right.
And they are brainwashed already.
Yeah,
correct.
But go ahead.
And the majority of them won't get to that point. They won't.
But don't you think they have a better chance of realizing it sooner than say we did?
I don't think so.
I think
Because
that they
their life for them, it's the only data they're getting. It's the communication. You know, we grew up in an era. We grew up in an era where there was one real journalism, right?
Yeah.
We've actually seen the difference of what real journalism and real news is and what the world's become today. They don't. This is all they got. And
I don't know. I don't know.
I see it with some of my daughter's friends.
I feel like the reason this cusp was so weird is it was way easier to manipulate smart people than it was people not as smart. Because smart people, if you threw up a chart or data or whatever, like they bought into it because they felt like they came from a place of, hey, I have data to back up how I feel about X. And I feel like the younger ones might be more aware of what a shit show it is, but maybe not. Maybe not.
When I look at my daughter and some of her friends, I don't. I really don't.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't.
No, I'm glad my daughter's older, so I'm glad that I didn't have her grow up during this era of this, because I mean, just the pressure on, say, and I have a daughter, so it's the pressure on young girls and the Instagram things where they, everybody looks like they're having the perfect life, and then you're looking at your own life going, gosh, my life's not perfect, and theirs isn't. It's all a show. It's all fake, but I can't imagine being a kid growing up in this right now.
It's going to get worse.
Yeah.
It's going to get worse for them.
It's not
long
even
time ago,
about worse. It's what it is. This is the direction it's heading. So it's almost like what do you do? Yeah, the billionaires don't let their kids hang out on the screen, but the billionaire kids also don't have to figure out life either. So
yeah. I mean, someone made a good point years ago. Bullying, like we all had bullying in school. Either you got bullied or your friend got bullied, whatever like that. But it didn't follow you home. As a kid, you went home and that was your safe space. There wasn't social media to follow you home.
And not only that, Fred, but eventually, somebody got the balls and punched the bully in the face. And you can't do that online. Eventually, bully has a run, and eventually somebody stands up to the bully, and it deflates. You can't do that online, unfortunately.
I was just talking about this last night with all the guys. Bullying is like that good bacteria that society, it is. It's like that bacteria or virus, but it has a good function for the human body that society really needed. Now, of course, anything in excess is bad, right? You can take bullying to extreme. If you eat too much spinach, I'm sure there's adverse side effects, right?
Sure.
The main thing of bullying served a lot of purposes that people don't understand. It taught young kids how to overcome. I remember my first fight with a bully and what that did for me and what that did for the bully. Because when I beat him, it changed him too, right? The kids don't have these opportunities to come, and then kids become soft, and then and then when kids at a young age, which a lot of us do, will think of something stupid or dress stupid or be, and you got picked on, you bullied. You went home and said, "Well, fuck, I ain't doing that again." Right. Right. A culture that just embraces that. Yeah, be as weird and crazy as you want to be. It be you and whatever. And I think that's the problem. And like, I just had a situation with my son. Alex pulled him aside and gave him advice. But he's right. My son got in trouble. I had to pick him up from school. He said to a kid, "Hey, move your fat ass." Okay. Unexcusable. The one thing I taught my kids, man, you always have to be a decent human being.
Right.
Yeah. Bare minimum. I don't give a shit about the rest. Be dirty, whatever. But there's no reason to talk to a kid that way, especially in school, right? You're going to get in trouble or whatever it is.
Right.
And it's not, I said to him, I said, "Was this guy your friend?" He goes, I said, "Who is this kid?" He goes, "He's a friend." He goes, "He's not a friend, obviously. If you can't determine a friend you could joke with." Right.
The kid told on him. That's what the kid told on him. That's how he got caught.
Right? Told the teacher. Told on him. So then I get a call from his teacher.
Whose kid is that? Whose kid is that?
Teacher. And this is why my wife doesn't.
Alex, back off! You're going in different.
Come on, fucking 10. We're 10. She told me to move my face.
Right. This is what's happening because there's bullying. Stop that kind of shit. Right?
Yeah.
Because then you got beat on for fucking tattling. But here's the thing. I'm getting a call from this teacher, and this is why my wife doesn't let me deal with any of these teachers, because my gut wants to say, "Did you tell him he was wrong and he shouldn't?"
Right.
And obviously she did. Are you sending a note home that I have to sign so as a parent I know what happened? Yeah. Why the fuck are you calling me? Oh, this kid's he really hurt his feelings and whatever. My response is maybe you should just tell that kid to nut up, not be such a pansy. None of these kids, I asked my kids, they never even heard the expressions, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. That was like the number one defense when you were growing up when someone said something nasty or mean to you.
Right.
Sticks and stones, me. Now they fucking go crying and want a teacher to help them out.
Have you seen the thing that Ricky Gervais does where he talks about the creation of man and he's God and he's creating man? Does he have spikes? No. Does he have this?
I love that one.
He'll be afraid of words.
Yes. He's all powerful and everything, but words will scare him.
The other side of that, though, is comedy. We can't lose what comedy is. If you don't like the comedian, don't like what he's saying, then don't watch him. But both sides will try to get rid of any comedy that they don't like that's towards them, and that's just as important as the other part of it.
Do you ever see, like, when you're scrolling through social media, because I love the comedian clips, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll stop and watch all of those.
Yeah,
especially it's one I like. The people get upset and leave a show. How the fuck can you get so upset at a comedian? Because obviously, if I'm buying tickets to a comedian, I kind of know.
But that's okay. I don't have a problem with that. If that's not your person, you want to walk away, then that's the right thing to do. If you don't want to watch that movie, walk away. If you don't watch that comedian, walk away. That's okay.
The only people that bother me with that, because normally those people are the same person that heckled the comedian to get his attention, got in an argument with the comedian, roasted, and then want to get upset and leave because you got fucking roasted.
Listen, they're on the video because they didn't quietly walk out, Fred.
Right.
Yeah.
If they quietly walked out, it wouldn't be on social media.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of know the rules when you walk into. I mean, I did comedy for 10 years. Yeah. You know the rules when you walk in that room.
Yeah.
I mean, you really do. It's not like you were at work and somebody launched into roasting you. You walked into that environment.
I had a plethora. If I ever sat near the front, I had a plethora of big man fat jokes come at my way throughout my whole life.
Right.
It's all right.
But you knew that when you sat in the front
row. Or don't
sit
in the front. Right. Exactly.
I didn't get offended.
Right.
I didn't get offended, It is soft. People can't take words. People can't just handle conversation anymore. And I'm telling you, I don't know where this is headed for the next generation. I really, really don't. Because there's nothing that I see that turns this around.
I agree.
There's no even conceivable if I could like rub a lamp and ask a genie and say, listen, what's the plan on how to turn this around, that he's going to give me an answer. I don't think we're going to make society strong again and honorable again and respectful again. It's just getting worse, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wow. Well, we just went deep on this episode.
We did very deep. Yeah.
You never know where KMA will take you, man.
Right.
It started out with
you can be in the middle of the Atlantic and have to turn around.
Yep.
It makes me wonder, in all right, let's say 20 years from now, right? Who knows what we consider?
Hold on, I gotta get this guy.
What we consider the internet looks like in 20 years, right? Probably not even to having typing URL. Who knows what it looks like? But it almost makes me wonder, there's these weird old games, old like the original, where there's still one or two guys that still play on this old ass server. And is the internet just going to become like the junkyard where the bots are still have their own world where it's also, but humans have left it behind and the bots live in their own internet where, Facebook is some old junkyard of bots that it's a bot world that it technically is still alive, but humans have moved on from it.
I put in my bacon book and something about Facebook is when we're all gone and aliens come down, they're going to see our shit and go, oh, they all thought they were important.
Right.
Hey, my boat's fixed. If anybody wondered why I had to get up from that, I told the dude I'm doing a live show. I can't come. He's knocking on the door, right there.
Here's our in-house tech guy.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Dead internet theory. Like I said,
it's called AI slop. Is the term of AI garbage out there that just keeps churning and churning and churning and it's horrible. Just go down, go to Smoke Inn, go to your favorite local shop, whatever it is. light up a cigar, and leave it outside.
Right.
You want to, and Keith wants to know that even though he knows that pork chop is fake, it still tastes good. That steak.
Wait, what?
The Matrix.
Oh, yeah. I don't.
Yeah, I know this steak is fake, but it still tastes so good.
That's actually a really good part of the Matrix.
Right?
That's a really good.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. That's a really good scene. That's a really good scene.
Yeah.
How appropriate is that scene now? I mean, really.
And the Matrix is what, 25 years old?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Close to 30, right?
I liked that series. I enjoyed that one.
No, great series.
So
Great series.
Here, a nice little preempt to name that jam, lighten the mood a little bit. So
Yes, please.
my son was grounded yesterday because you said 25 years old. You triggered my memory. My son was grounded yesterday, so I didn't let him go to school. I took him to the shop, and the kid got dressed like LL Cool J. I said, "Where the fuck you think you're going? South Beach? You're fucking grounded, bro." Yeah, a little, what do you call it? Those caps.
Oh, yeah. What are those called? Like a bucket cap thing?
Yeah, bucket
fuzzy,
cap on.
Yeah.
Psycho Bunny shit. Psycho Bunny. What the fuck you think you're going to South Beach? We're like LL Cool J. So. And he didn't know who the reference was because a couple people in the store called him LL Cool J. So I had to look it up. I said, "You don't know the song Mama Gonna Knock You Out?" Because I thought for sure he'd know it. He didn't know it. So I had to look
not in anything.
Hold on.
You know why? You know why, Abe? Because
I know
kids
exactly
don't watch fucking movies. They watch YouTube. That's why. That's why.
Hold on. I had to look it up. How old do you think that song is?
That's like 88.
That's got to be
like 88, 89.
35 years.
Yeah.
Fred on the money. 1990, bro. Marissa wasn't even born.
Did I get that? Okay, I'm not even doing the music. I'm not doing the music one now. I've already won today. I'm done.
35 years ago, bro. Almost 4 decades.
I would thought it was older, yeah, but yeah, I think, yeah.
Holy shit. I looked at that video. He looked like a fucking teenager.
What?
Wow.
I got married.
He was.
Yeah.
I got married that year. Wow.
1990. That when Marissa said I wasn't born yet, I swear to God, my gut like sunk.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh, my God.
That. When you make a reference to something and somebody's like, "Oh, I wasn't born yet," and like, "Oh, that's
I work with her every day. I don't think there's such a gap between us. It's like a fucking canyon, bro.
You don't gauge your age by you because we all think we're younger than we are,
right?
But then what'll happen is it's somebody else's kids. Like you'll get your neighbor and go, "Hey, where's Mary?" And like
she's married with 3 kids.
She just got married. And she's having her kid, and you're like, she was literally babysitting my daughter yesterday. What do you mean she's married? I mean, it's just that's when you feel old. That's when you really start to feel old.
There's something in your brain that shields you from that as much as possible.
Yeah,
there really is something.
Yeah.
Alex, you're still too young to really experience it yet. I mean, you have it a little bit, but I'm just telling you, when you get older, you're like, how am I so blind? How do I not live day in and day out and not really realize, holy fuck?
Do you think it's different for men? Do you think it's different for men? I think we're more immature though. I think we don't.
I don't know. But I'll tell you this. I can't say if it's for men. Maybe some of the ladies can speak up who are watching, but I don't think my wife thinks about it like I do.
Yeah,
I think it could be just my wife, but like I'm always saying shit like that, and she's like, "Why you say that? Why you?" Because it's fucking true.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they think about it like we do, but like
I don't know.
I live day in and day out in my head, walk around. I'm like in my mind, I'm still walking around like I'm 30 years old. Until my knee hurt, or until whatever.
Right.
But yeah, it's like there's some part of our brain that just refuses to acknowledge in reality where we're at. We have to really stop to think about it.
I'm in a bad spot now because next year's a very big birthday for me, and the other big birthdays I've been okay.
Is that the 50? Is that the 50?
No, it's 60. I'm 60 next year.
Holy fuck! Are you older than me?
Yeah.
Clearly,
well, I don't know.
I mean, obviously,
he's older than me. He's older than me.
I really think you're that old.
Yeah, he's a year older than me.
I had the Ralph Macchio disease as a kid, so I literally want to just call people that turned me down in high school and college and go, look at me now, I'm doing okay. But but that's so the other ones I got through okay, but this one's This one's tough. This honestly for me, it's tough because this is when I can no longer, I'm 30s in my head type thing. You're just this one's tough. Not gonna lie.
When the 4 goes away, that's when it's a game changer. Because even when you're in the 4s, like, well, 30s were just right there, right? But when that 4,
yeah.
Or for you, the 5 even worse.
Okay, thank you. We can move on to something else. Maybe we should get to the music thing now.
Well, we're going to take a break right now. It's that time, all right? We have now concluded
Welcome to the feel-good episode of the week.
All right.
Am I in the wrong thing? Where's the brand? Oh, media assets. I'm still used to these new buttons. There we go. All right, we've completed the first hour of KMA Talk Radio. We're going to take a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Honest Abe here with the GOAT to tell you about Smokin's Cigar of the Month Club. Alex, tell our fans out there why our club is the best darn club out there.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you why. Because every month I personally handpick 5 premium cigars. No filler, no fluff, no fugazis. These are all premium handmade name brands that you can find in any brick and mortar store in your area. All delivered to your door for $34.95. And our average monthly retail value since the inception of our club has been almost $57. Another great feature of our Cigar of the Month Club, Alex, tell them about the ease of our Cigar of the Month Club. I'll tell you, I hate subscription services. It's always a pain to cancel them, turning them on. We've made it super simple. All you gotta do is log into your account. There's a little green button there. If it's green, you're active. You want to take a break, you're going out of town, simply hit the button and you'll deactivate your membership. Want to turn it back on? The exact same easy process. You can turn it right back on. We've made it that easy for you. Another great feature is our Double Down Club. Alex, tell them about the Double Down Club. We had so many of our members reach out to us who really enjoyed our selections every month that they wanted to know there was a way they can get 2. And we've made that very simple. With a simple check mark, you can get double this great selections every month and save $10. Does our club have perks? Of course you have perks. You want to tell them about the perks? As a member of our club, every month there's a special discount code where if you like any of the selections, we will offer them to you, so you want to come and get some more, you can get them at a special discounted rate for our Cigar of the Month Club members. And finally, expedited shipping. Tell them how fast we get the stuff out, Alex. We get the stuff out on the 28th of every month. Our membership bills on the 28th, and we get every member's package out on the 28th if it's a shipping day. 5 great reasons on what makes Smokin' Cigar of the Month Club the best club out there. Check it out. Peace. Hey, I really appreciate you doing the video with me. Thanks.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. I mean, you didn't let me get a word in, but whatever.
What?
That was great. It's perfect.
Sonny was right. The working man is a sucker, Dad. He's a sucker.
He's wrong. It don't take much strength to pull a trigger, but try and get up every morning, day after day, and work for a living. Let's see him try that. Then we'll see who's the real tough guy. The working man is the tough guy. Your father's the tough guy.
To me, that's the best scene in the movie. I wrote that scene in A Bronx Tale because I wanted to talk about the working man. Hi, this is Chaz Palminteri, and I'd like to tell you about my grandfather, Calogero, who I'm named after. Calogero Palminteri was born and raised in Menfis, Sicily. When he came to this country and landed at Ellis Island, he was so overcome with emotion that he dropped to his knees, kissed the ground, and felt the blessings of America. I have fond memories of my grandfather, who loved his family and a great cigar. This cigar is for my grandfather Calogero, and all the hard-working men and women who came to this country with just a dream. This is the immigrant cigar. And let's face it, we all are immigrants. This great cigar was voted number 8 in the top 10 cigars in the world by Cigar Enthusiast magazine. Buy a box for yourself or buy it for someone who gave you a better life. Go to Smoke Inn Cigar in Florida and see Honest Abe and pick up a box of Chas Palminteri cigars. Tell him I sent you.
Welcome back to hour 2 of KMA Talk Radio. As always, we are here with the gang, the man they call the GOAT, Alex Tavella. Our dear friend bringing us industry news, always teaser and rumor-free, William the Scoop Cooper. And below me is the man they know as the Godfather, Fred Rui. Very interesting first hour of KMA Talk Radio.
Crazy.
We went everywhere. Now it's time.
We did.
Now it's time for the lighter hour of.
Yeah, let's lighten it up a little bit.
Yep, exactly.
All right.
It's all cotton candy and kitten whiskers now.
There you go. Let's see what my buddies got for us today as we try to, courtesy of the fine folks at Avo Cigars, see if we could name that jam.
Alrighty, so continuing on this episode's theme of things that may or may not have happened, we have a special guest reading in for us this morning. Let's see what he's got.
Oh,
well, I just got into town about an hour ago. Took a look around, see which way the wind blow, where the little girls in their Hollywood bungalows. Are you a lucky little lady in the city of light? Or just another lost angel, city of night?
Abe is ready to go. Cooper,
I got this one. I got this one too. This was.
Good morning, Raphael was watching. I hope he saw that.
It's a slam dunk.
I hope he saw that.
Yeah.
I hope he knows about it.
He does.
So how are we going to do this?
Name that damn jam the way we do it every other time.
No, I get it, but normally we shout it out, but we're in the middle of a video, so we can't shout it out. So how do we know?
It was the same.
Why can't we shout it out?
We could have shouted it out while that audio was playing.
Remember? No, but after the same way we did it with Rivers would make the clip. Once it's over, you guys usually just shout it out.
LA Woman, The Doors.
Yep. Correct.
Yep.
I mean, I was raising my hand. You didn't see me raising my hand in the background. Like
I saw you from. I did. I could see you from the green room.
Yeah, I'm like, how do I say
You should have got Raphael to sing it.
Dave's got it.
Yep, it's it.
All right, so
well
I can
done.
shout it out while he's talking, and you can hear it.
No, because I won't be able to hear you.
Oh, okay. So I got to. It'll be the first one after.
As soon as it's done.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna work on a couple.
Well, because the difference is like normally if you get it in the first line, the other guys haven't had time to trigger it. But
right.
The lyric, all of us may know it by the time.
But I can see you. Normally, like I said, I saw you in the green. Normally, Coop hands fly up.
Yeah,
in the green
Coop
room
goes like this.
Yeah, I knew that one right away. As soon as the bungalows came up.
But like I said, I got a couple of voices. I'm gonna work on a couple more.
Yeah. Oh, is that it? One?
Yeah, I only did one. You want me to do more? I can do more. I did it like a Rivers. You know, usually we did a clip.
Okay. I thought this was like gonna be like we keep.
No. I was testing. I was testing. I was
Cyber No Doubt. Cyber No Doubt.
All right, that works. Well, this was brought to you by the fine folks over at Avo Cigars, bringing you eloquent music, masterpieces with fine tobaccos from all over the world.
I always forget about that banner. I forget that one.
I know you do. Me too.
I forget it exists.
Yeah, me too. All right.
So, okay, actually, I'm going to take a minute to publicly shame Abe since he publicly shamed me.
What did I shame you for?
Wait, what?
A couple weeks ago, I got publicly shamed.
Well, for not inviting me over?
In fairness.
Okay.
And then he no-call, no-showed on me.
I did not no-call, no-show. I texted you. That's the weekend I was sick.
Yeah, I know. That was the day you were dying.
Yeah, I didn't do KMA.
At like 3 a.m.
I said, the fever's coming and going, but let's see. And your house,
it was dying.
Complete. Your house has got the worst immune system I've ever seen. Though,
you know something? You want to know something, Abe? Guess fucking what? No. Guess what? I ain't had a fucking kid sick in the last 4 months I lived here.
What I just tell you since you moved? Because
right.
I've been telling.
Because we said you did. We said that, man. We said it could be, but I couldn't.
Listen. I got 4 kids of my own, and I've employed a lot of people. And
you kept saying it's got to be.
I've never seen a household of people getting sick like his family. Him, his wife, his boy, his young boy. And I said, bro, have you had your house checked? Because I'm just telling you, like someone who statistically looks at stuff and odds and stuff, it's so high, it's abnormal. And I think one time you asked your dad, I guess he made some kind of tests or something.
Yeah, it was air samples and shit, but
I'm telling you,
100% it was environmental. So the minute we moved out of an apartment complex, the fucking kids literally sick every month. Somebody's sick every month.
Really?
And then everybody gets it or one's out.
Right.
I mean, every month it was brutal.
But yeah, so I remember texting you saying, bro, with your family's immunity, I really.
Oh yeah, you were dying. You were.
But go ahead and shame me anyway. I want to hear what it's about.
No, that's it. You no call, no showed on the.
No, I didn't no call, no show. Yeah, I was.
What you think of that fight, Cooper?
I thought it was a good fight. I actually had it about the same as the judges had it. I don't think it was the fight of the year by any means, but it was one of the better fights. It was. The guy who was doing the scoring during the fight, I thought had it a little too much in favor of Crawford, but in the end, I think the judges got it right.
The judges got it right. It was a good fight. It turned out how I thought it was going to turn out.
Canelo was all class, by the way, in that fight. He really was.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, there was
100%
with that low blow hit, and he was. I forget who gave the low blow, but there was an apology. Literally, you heard the apology in the ring.
Absolutely, and class in the loss. I have to say that. My one gripe, though, is, and this is boxing just has to do better. This is where UFC has them beat. UFC undercards are so much better than boxing undercards. When you have 4 or 5 fights on a UFC, 2, 3 of them really, really, really matter. Even the undercard fights. I mean, that undercard, first of all, right? 3 fights, they all went 12 rounds. So the damn main event didn't start until 1 a.m. But they were really not even like, I mean, if you were hanging out, it was on, but I was barely watching them. They were not anything, oh, this guy's coming up, I got to watch this guy. It was, they have to do better. Like if you, all right, in fairness, this one was on Netflix. It was already paid for if you had a subscription. But like when you're charging people $60, $70 for a fight, give me some juice besides the main event. You want me to spend that kind of money.
You know who used to put on good undercards, and he takes a lot of crap. This guy, he doesn't really promote fights anymore. It's Don King. Don King gave you a good fight card on the undercard every time.
And you know what? I hate to say it, but it's true. And maybe it's because he knows his fights are a spectacle. Jake Paul puts on good undercards. He has real fights on his undercards. Yeah. And maybe because he knows his fight's a little bit of a spectacle, so he still provides that real fight element to it. But yeah, it's got to get better, man. You want me to tune in for 3-4 hours on the TV?
That's the most annoying thing I find about boxing.
Yeah, you're just watching some schlubs sometimes waiting for a main event. Make the fights worth it. I'm not saying every fight's got to be a title fight, but there's big name guys.
And honestly, it's seldom entertaining.
Right.
Yeah, I agree on that point. Now it looks like we're getting Tyson and Mayweather, and I'm like, why? This is good. That is gonna. If you thought the last fight was boring, this might be worse. This one,
right?
Right. I don't know how they're gonna break. I won't pay for it if it's on Netflix.
No, if it's on Netflix, I'll watch it. I won't pay for that. No chance. Yeah. No shot. No shot. Anyway, what else?
Yep.
That's it. We got some news. Coop. You got some.
We got a lot of news. You got a lot of news going on.
We got some chatty stuff. We got some chatty stuff to talk about too. Some stuff in there.
Yeah, I have a topic that I have an interesting topic I want to kind of hit at the.
Okay. Yeah. That's a.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. There we go. It's a lot of buildup. I'm ready.
Only in sports. Only when it gets to sports press.
This is a sports related one, by the way.
No, I know, but he checks out. Only when it gets this. I'm just not a.
He gives us our moments.
They got to have their time. Got to let them have their
we
time.
take our moments, and that's it.
Thanks for not calling me out, Preston, on that one. Also, I don't watch fights. I don't understand how NFL's got to move the kickoff because somebody gets hit in full padding, but we still let two guys beat the hell out of each other in a ring. I don't get it. But
I know, right?
All right. Well, it's time to find out what our dear friend has for us this week. Let's find out what's the scoop with Coop.
Hey, yo, what's my theme music?
The Scoop with Coop. Breaking industry news. Hear it first on KMA Talk Radio and cigar-coop.com.
Koopa.
All right, we're going to start off with a company called the Bocock Brothers. Bocock
What?
Brothers Premium Cigars. That's the name of the company.
Okay, it's a new company?
They've been around a few years, not a long time. But in the last
5 years,
year,
maybe.
Yeah, 5 years, I would say. That's about right.
Yeah.
They make cigars out of Honduras. And in the last year, they have been signing a bunch of licensing agreements for their cigars with major universities. They've done University of Florida, Mississippi State, and and there's a few others, but most recently, Texas A&M.
It's really funny you say that because someone was just asking me about people making cigars like with the NFL or whatever. And I literally told them, I said, well, most schools won't fucking do tobacco. I didn't even realize that these colleges were allowing tobacco to be used. I find that very contradictory since most of the campus are smoke-free.
Hey, that was my point. These schools that they're doing these deals with are all smoke-free campuses. Majorly. And not only that, these cigars
you can't be outside on campus property smoking.
No, they're not. And these are being sold on the company websites and stuff like that too, And that was my point. I'm like, I kind of find it, and this was brought up to me by a guy named Dan Reeve. And actually, Dan Reeve, I think, used to write for Cigar Press. And he actually asked me this question. And I said, this is a valid question. Like, it's kind of hypocritical, is what I was saying with this. Like, these schools are banning smoking on campuses, and it's certainly their right to do that. But then they're signing these deals to sell cigars. I don't get it. I just don't get it. It's nothing on the company doing this. This is not the Bocock Brothers' fault, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, but the alumni smoke. I mean,
that's who they're selling.
I mean, that's who they're selling to.
That's who they're selling it to, obviously.
Yeah, I know PCA. They just did that thing with FIU, and I believe FIU is also that course they're going to be doing. But I believe FIU is also you can't smoke on campus. So, like, I don't quite. It seems like we're sending the wrong messages here when we deal with some of these schools.
But the I'm sorry. Go ahead, Coop.
I'm done. Go ahead, Fred. Yep.
But the FIU thing is a class training on luxury goods, of which we got cigars included, or they got cigars included in that topic. It's not like just a whole. This is all about cigars training class.
Yeah.
So I'm doing a little research as you guys talk. It looks like apparently they're making agreements directly with the university.
Yes.
Outside of the NCAA, and it's kind of a gray area.
But in the end, I mean, the NCAA, I think these are branded more than just sports. In some cases they are, but I think it's kind of being, in some cases they're being branded a little beyond that. That's what I'm saying. Some are branded with the sports in mind, but yes.
So the university is making deals, but not through the NCAA organization. But the university doesn't have to do everything through the NCAA, do they?
No, they don't.
No.
So let me ask you a question. When is the NCAA involved? Is that only when it's sports related?
Yeah, the NCAA is a sports organization.
So if they were coming out with like jerseys, that would be an NCAA thing. Or they were making
no.
Well, yeah, so
the NCAA is the National Collegiate Athletic Association. So they do, I think they govern, like, they're more of a governing body for the leagues or the conferences in this case.
And these guys don't make any other cigars?
No, they have their own Bocock branded cigars as well.
Is it okay? Do they sell direct, or are they sell to retailers?
They sell to retailers.
They do.
They do, yeah.
Yeah.
They also sell direct. They do both, yeah.
Man, pick a lane. So they're selling their line to retailers, and then they're selling directly to consumers. Are these college cigars sold to retailers, or is it exclusively their little shtick that they're selling to consumers?
It's the college cigars are also being sold to the direct to consumer. You can go on their website.
I know, but what I'm saying is, if I'm a retailer, can I buy those college cigars?
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
They've done, and in fact, they've launched some of these cigars. They've done events in the States where they've happened. So yes, they've done them at retail shows.
So let me ask you this, Fred, because you've been a consumer, you've been a manufacturer, and God knows you spent enough time in a retailer, right?
Yeah.
What is your take? The company does shit like that where they will, sell cigars to retailers, but we're also going to sell directly to consumers. I mean, what's because I'll tell you how I feel. I'm just curious how you feel.
On somebody selling to retailers and selling direct?
I started a brand. I started a company like you, Nomad, right?
Right.
You were selling to retailers, right?
Yes.
Would you have ever opened a site and sold directly to consumers?
So when I went to my first PCA, which was 2013, I believe it was, I had the brand up for about a month. And the idea was to sell to consumers direct. The second I was exposed and understood the industry better, I shut that down literally the day I got back. So
right.
you pick a lane. You don't get to operate in both lanes. Unless you're just giant for some reason, you can get away with it, and the retailer's going to go fine. I'm going to take them anyway.
Sure,
but,
it is what it is. I got to take them. Right.
If you're trying to grow
I have
a
an
brand,
argument for that.
If you're trying to grow a brand, then no, you don't sell to consumers direct under. I don't care if they're different cigars. I just don't think you operate your business that way. I just don't think it's a long-term thing for the brand. Now, on something like this that is so niche oriented, I mean, the only people that are going to buy Texas and A&M cigars are fans of Texas A&M, and the rest of the nation can care less.
Yeah,
it's the same problem we have when an athlete does it. You do one for an athlete that's played for the Chicago Bears. Yeah, the Bears fans might like it, but everybody else that hates the Bears or doesn't care isn't going to buy it. So, but to answer your question, no, I don't. I think you pick a lane. If you want a model that is just purely direct, then hey, knock yourself out. Don't expect to be in stores. If you want to have stores, then don't have an online model. But that's just me.
I've seen some companies also do what you did, Fred. They quickly shut it. Like they start out that way, and then I
didn't know any better. I was in business 30 days. I'm like,
I was just going to say that because he didn't know any better.
Right.
Yeah. No.
Which I'm going to tell you something, and I've actually given this advice to some small guys. The direct route's not a bad route.
There's some companies that should go the direct route.
You're more profitable.
Look, the people that bought Nomad, I was in a lot of stores, 250, 300 stores or whatever, but was doing pretty good. They decided to not continue any of the stores. They literally just said, hey, we're not going to do any stores. We're going to go direct. And that's okay. If you want that model, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that model. If that's,
right.
You can't play both camps. You can't play both times.
Now, the argument I get because I agree with you philosophically, Fred, but the argument I get is, well, CI is owned by General, JR is owned by Altadis, blah, blah, blah.
Not the same. Not the same.
Listen, it's not the same on a million levels, but
no.
If you really want to break it down to the barest reason why it's not different, those companies support my company in so many ways, whether it's financially, whether it's this, whether it's that, it's that. So yeah, they have it, but it really is almost another arm, and their part of the company is co-oping, doing stuff with me, spending their money, helping promote my business. Where a guy starting a brand, he ain't doing nothing for me, nor will he ever be able to do nothing for me. And there's really no point in allowing that duality to exist. I just don't understand the retailers who constantly buy from guys like this and don't get it. They don't.
Well, if the cigar's selling, I mean, if it is working for you and you bring in that guy's cigars and they are selling your shop, then yeah, I get it. I mean, they're selling the cigars, but the catalog's a different argument because, look, I mean, I don't know what the percentage. Some people say 60% of the people buy online and stuff like that, but that is constant marketing for your brand. The guy sees it in the catalog, it shows up there. Maybe he gets it in a sampler pack, then he goes into his lounge and you buy him. So that is an arm working for the brick and mortars,
even inadvertently. Inadvertently.
So 100% you can grow a brand through the catalog. And so there is a mutual handoff and benefit there.
No, I agree with you. All right. What else you got, Coop?
Crown Heads announced.
Oh wait. I'm sorry, Coop. But just before, because we got so I do want to show the cigar, and there's that one, and I guess there's this special edition. Is this a Salomon box or something? That's really.
Yeah.
I mean, they did a really good job.
Yeah. From what I've been able to infer, I don't think they're making different blends for every campus. I think they're just branding.
I would expect not.
Yeah. I mean, they have a series of blends, like 3, and I think they just depend. It's mix and match who they get them, but they're branded. Yeah. I don't think they're creating a dozen brands here.
Sure.
So,
why wouldn't they? I mean, isn't that their model?
It doesn't.
Their model would make sense. Their model would be to keep adding them. I mean,
right, but it wouldn't make sense to have a different blend for every school because, like you said, they're niche products. You know, there's a niche audience for all these.
All right, what else you got, Coop?
Crown Heads announced a new release this week. It's called the Mil Diaz Desdo. Excuse me. I don't know. Desdux. And what this is the Mil Diaz and the Mil Diaz Maduro, both in a Corona size, 6 1/8 by 42, in the same package. So basically, you're gonna get a 12 count box. There'll be 6 Mil Diaz Habanos and 6 Mil Diaz Maduros, each in this Corona size, and the cigars will be priced at $11.50. I'm kind of curious on thoughts on these type of releases.
I hate it. I hate it
too.
First of all, it's 12 count box, right? So I can't even evenly split it, but whatever. Now you got 2 different cigars in there. So how do I put this up in 5 packs, right? You have to buy a box. Fortunately, it's a limited edition, so hopefully it just goes by the box. But that's my first take of a 2 blend box. I hate it. It makes it hard to sell. Abe, you can.
I think they're pushing the box sale more here too, though. I think this is
sure.
Yeah, there's gonna be 1,500 12 count boxes, so there's a lot of cigars.
A lot of boxes.
Yeah.
Look, I think it's a great box sale. I love the Mil Diaz, so I'm excited about it. And yeah, I can buy a smaller packet. I don't have to buy boxes of each of them or whatever it is. I think from a retailer standpoint, and Abe, you can weigh in on this. The problem with the idea from the manufacturer side is always awesome. It's always like, we'll put, these in here, whether it's blends or sizes. I imagine from the practicality of the retailer is, what do you do when everybody really liked the Maduros and now the rest of the box is, the other one, and now you're trying to restock in a way that becomes difficult. But this is a one-off box sale and it's an LE, so I mean, I get it. I'll buy a box.
Yeah, but here's the problem. Yeah, you'll buy a box. People buy a box, Fred. But here's and this is just my opinion. But here's the Crown Heads problem. Crown Heads releases too many limited editions for any one limited edition to be a massive hit. Like, listen, we get 50 boxes of these. It ain't selling out in 2-3 days. That's the problem. And so I need the people that really like it to come back and buy more. But now I got to figure out. So basically, let's say I brought in 20 boxes. What I need to do is I'm going to put 10 up in boxes, and then I'm going to keep these other 10, and because I have to split them up into 5 or 6 packs, so that when the people come back to buy, and the guy that only wanted the Maduro or the natural can buy just the Maduro, the natural, and that's how I move the rest of the product.
And I think this is a tough size to move too, in my opinion.
Right. You know what I'd like to see though? I'd like to see in a box sale I mean, I like this one, but I'd like to see 2 different sizes. I'd like to see a short one, like, hey, it's one blend.
Nobody takes Fred's rice.
That's what Pete did with the surrogates release.
I got time for a Robusto, or I got time for a Toro. I from a practicality standpoint.
Actually, Fred, that is not a bad. Same blend.
Same blend. Just here's a Robusto, here's a Toro, and it's like I would buy the box
as a retailer, awful, but as a customer, give me 10 Robusto, 10 Toro box.
What do I have time to smoke? And it's my blend. I like this blend.
If someone doesn't like the Habano, but they like the Maduro, you're not gonna get box sale from that person.
Right.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're muted.
You're muted, Abe.
You're muted.
Yeah, thanks. I would like to know, honestly, when they think of these things, what the rationale is in the boardroom. Like, what are they? I don't understand what the target is on when they do stuff like that.
You know what? I'm interviewing John on Tuesday. I'll tell you right after.
Honestly, what is the rationale? I mean, you realistically, do you see a certain logic to that?
It's a nice presentation from the manufacturers. I I didn't do it, but I fell into that trap.
I get
all
that,
the
but when
time.
you're making something for a consumer that you hope the consumers would like or the consumers would want, the presentation for you as a manufacturer doesn't really come into play.
Okay, so let me ask you this: is the Padron Fuente one the same problem?
Let me tell you something. If you're comparing something to the two legacy families of mixing something in a box, and you know,
it's still a mixed box.
I think
yeah, but no, it's a mixed piece of, you know.
It's literally two separate families, two separate cigar boxes in one big box.
Because you're buying a legacy. You're buying into something bigger than just the cigars.
100%.
Chances are people are going to want both with that. You know what I mean? That's a scenario where you probably want.
But long term, are they? Long term to go back and rebuy?
First off, let me just tell you something. That project, and these are the families that can do shit like this. That's not a long-term project. That's like, we want to do something historical.
Right.
You know, we're going to put something out there. We're going to make X number of boxes and be done with it. It's not let's make something to sell to consumers that consumers want. I mean, yeah, of course they know their consumers want it, but that's just like, we're going to do something historical here more than.
But is it limited in the production?
We don't have tons of them. So, you know, we have
Fred, Queen bees are limited in production, let alone, let alone, I mean, let alone Padron Fuente legacies.
Yeah,
but
okay,
I mean, here's my thinking. I just feel like they would probably yield a better result. Release 750 of each,
or do
release 750 in the Maduro and 750 in the natural in two different boxes.
But okay,
do it over 2 years. And you can do it over 2 years that way.
But would we be talking about it if they released 750?
Yeah, cool. Yes, we would. We would have talked about.
Would we be talking?
We would have been talking about cigar and not how much we hate multi-blend boxes.
Here's a perfect example, right? So, Renaissance Revival.
That was a different scenario, though, I think.
Hold on, but wait.
Okay.
Let me finish. 2 different cigars in there. Rocky cigar, my cigar, 1 10-count box, right? People bought it. We tried it, but you know what happened? Nobody wanted the other half. We really started repackaging them and we offered them online. You can get a box of all Abe or a box of all Rocky. That's what the consumers want.
And it was the Abe one that moved.
But how many people were introduced to both those from a marketing perspective that may not have tried the other ones?
No one. That's my point. That's why I think this was different. It was a new blend. They were new blends. There was this kind of rivalry angle that they were promoting.
It had a rivalry.
I think that's why I think that's a different scenario. Yeah.
Right.
Where
my favorite
that makes sense. Yeah.
My favorite too is this one. I can never understand. Hey, here's 10 cigars of this limited edition release, and this is one that won't come out till next year.
The one I hate.
What the fuck is that?
The one.
I want to bitch slap anybody who comes out with that fucking concept. What is that? They really believe that only people are only going to buy boxes. That one stick is going to drive only box sales.
But that is an event move that someone tries to put in production. That's exactly the way you do an event, because you don't devalue the cigar. You go to an event and go, hey, buy these 5 cigars. I'm going to give you these 2 that aren't released.
Fred,
that's an event move.
Fred,
I'm talking about in the packaging.
I know that years ago.
I know what you're saying, but I'm saying that's a strategy for an event. That's not a strategy that you take over to a box production sale.
Right.
And it's a great strategy for an event.
And then everybody buying singles trying to maneuver how they can get who can be the one to get the limited one. We just take them out. We just take it out, right? We just take it out. If it's a weird one, we just not online, obviously, but if it's in the store, open in singles, we just take it out. Who's going to
take it out? We make 5
what do you do
packs.
with it?
Somebody says, "Hey, I got a 5-pack. Here you go."
Right.
I like Dan Thompson's comment. Thank you for the cigar marketing packaging school this morning.
He took notes.
Listen, I've said it for years. I think every manufacturer should find a retired retailer who put a lot of years in this business and did a well job, and just hire him as a full-time consultant for your company to listen to every marketing project, every new brand, everything you come up with. I think that could be probably one of the most valuable positions any manufacturer could have. If you don't know,
would they listen?
My future job.
Would they listen though?
I mean, if they're paying them, you hope they would. If you're hiring a consultant, you would hope they would. Otherwise, you're just wasting money.
I don't know. We had this conversation last month down south of how many people don't listen to advice when you give them real good advice. So I don't know.
Listen to me. It happens to me all the time, Fred. But here's the thing, even when honestly, over my career, I've had tons of manufacturers, and you wouldn't even believe the level of some of them who wanted my opinion on stuff. And sometimes it's a think tank thing. They don't have to take your advice, but they might
sure
something from you, something from somebody else, something that opened up, because that's how we used to do it, and that's how we still do it in my company. When we need to come up with a project, I call Alex and I call Matt and Marissa's in the room, and we think tank it. And sometimes nobody comes up with the one idea that I think is the best, but you spawn something that made her say something that hers.
Right.
Hey,
then you got a good idea.
Here's a good idea. We should take that, and that, and we should do. So I think that's what they do sometimes. But having somebody with real retail experience, who for a lot of years have dealt one-on-one with consumers or whatever, I think every manufacturer should have that, because I think they miss the boat a lot of times on some things that the guys like us, it's so obvious. Why?
See, I don't think you can blend by committee, but you can do marketing by committee.
No, you can't blend by committee. I would never even want to be involved in a blending
No, I'm not
process.
saying you should. I'm just saying that in our industry, you can't blend by committee, but you can figure out the marketing by committee.
Sure.
With some good people that know what they're talking about.
Yep.
I agree with you.
Just marketing people. Make sure the blenders have the cigars before you launch it.
Yep.
Well, that's good. That's probably a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a major catastrophe when the marketing leg is not working with the manufacturing leg. We've seen it.
Oh, yeah,
all right,
cool.
What else you got?
Hey,
look who joined us and woke up this morning.
Vincent's awake.
Oh, Vincent's awake. Good morning. What do we got?
Good morning.
I think this is kind of a bigger story than people think, because I think this probably caught people from surprise. Hector Becerra, the national sales manager for Quesada Cigars, is leaving the company. And I think Hector was starting to fill that role as the ambassador, not just the sales manager, but the ambassador for Quesada Cigars in the U.S. I don't think they really had someone like that since Terrence. And I think he did a very good job with that, but he apparently is now leaving the company.
Okay. This guy was working the U.S.?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Three states.
No, he was national. He was a national manager. He was a national sales manager. That was his time. He started out like doing the Texarkana area, I believe, but he got promoted in 2023 to national.
But was he on the road nationally?
From what I understand, yes.
Okay. All right, so here's the problem. How great was he? You're not sure what he really does.
I think
he thought he did something else. I've never heard from him. How can you even put him in a Terrence Riley strategy?
I didn't put him. I didn't say he was. I'm just saying he's the first person they've had since Terrence Riley.
Well,
I don't think he did I think he did a good job. I think he did a good job.
I will say this. I did meet him several times. He was a hustler. He was very good. He did very good in those regions. I was not aware that he was doing anything nationally, to Abe's point, as far as calling on large accounts that way. But he's a good guy. I mean, he's very passionate. A little too hung up on Lanceros. I like Lanceros.
Way too hung up on Lanceros, yeah.
But I get it.
Did he go somewhere else, Coop, or we don't know?
He announced he's departing. We don't know. And when I hear that, usually no one just leaves to explore other opportunities. That's what I say.
Right.
I mean, they basically, I think the story here is they're not going to have someone with boots on the ground right now, which I remember they lacked that for several years.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
And they need that right now. They need that right now.
It's a tough time for Quesada, because I think Quesada has done some really good blends in the last couple of years. I mean, their 50th made a ton of lists.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can fill this spot quickly, and hopefully they can fill the spot with someone's going to be out there a little bit more, maybe. Not to say I don't know how much he was out there or what he was doing, but nationally, because I think they really have knocked out some really good blends in the last couple of years.
I agree. They definitely. I think the quality of the blends have been very good in the last few years. But and again, he only could do so much. And Abe, that's a fair comment. You could say there's no way I would try to say that he was in that same league as Terrence. I'm just saying there were at least some boots on the ground with that. So I don't know.
That's just a company that just can't find its way. It really is. It was a staple when I first got into this industry. Everybody loves Manny Quesada. I don't think a lot of people ever had an issue with Manny. I know everybody who knows him says what a great guy he is. I think he's a great guy. My mentor Sal was close friends with him. They just can't find their way.
Yeah,
they really can't.
I think it's the biggest brand that when you talk to retailers like yourself about it, and I know Casada very well, and I know Manolo very well.
Yeah, we know him.
But I always feel like it's the brand that if they could get that piece together, the retailers love them, and they have this nostalgia for Casada, and they want them to succeed. They're
Right?
like, help me help you. I mean, and I remember through Texas when Manolo was going through Texas, and it's just like they want. This is not a cigar that if you get everything right, retailers won't open their doors for. They want this brand to be back out there big, and they have some big cigars with Casa Magna and everything else. They just got to get that element figured out.
They got exactly.
I remember Manolo called me once because we really stopped carrying most of the line not long after Terrence left. It just honestly flatlined, not because we had any issues. It just became stagnant. Nobody was buying it all of a sudden. And I remember a year or two later, Manolo called me, and he telling me all the changes and wanted me to give him an opening order. And I remember being brutally honest with him, totally respectful though. I said, look, I can give you an order. I mean, I almost want to give you an order right now, just out of nostalgia, if anything.
Right.
But in my opinion, it's just going to be a pity order. If I give you a $10,000 order now, 12 months ago, $9,980 will still be on my shelf. That me giving you an order doesn't solve your problem. And we start talking about problems and whatever. And part of the thing I brought up is, look, you haven't had that presence since Terrence left. You need to find somebody. You need to find somebody to step into that shoes. And then he came to me and he said, well, I'm thinking I'm going to do it. I said, wait a second. I said, how old are you?
Yeah.
And at that time, he was like 75. 77. He was old. You're not being realistic if you think at this time and stage of your life,
right,
you're going to hit the road and do that.
Right.
They're struggling to find their way. And like Fred hit on the point. I think a lot of people nostalgically love the company, love the brand, love the family, but it's very hard to watch. It really is sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, what else you got going on, Coop?
Last story, speaking of Lanceros, there's a couple Lanceros that were announced this week from Drew Estate in the blackened line. So if you want blackened M81 Lanceros or blackened S84 Lanceros, you're going to get your wish. It's a 7x40 Lancero, 15 count boxes. And the price point that I got, it is $12.75 a cigar. So I think these are limited production from what I understand. I don't think they're full-time releases, but I don't have the production numbers with that. But yeah, if you want Lancero, you're getting Lanceros.
So they're talking about it now, so we should see them in about 6 months.
I was told they're shipping. I told they're shipping pretty soon. So yeah. So we'll see. I mean, it's Lancero. If you want Lanceros, we'll see.
Okay, so look, it's limited production because they know there's no long-term calling for it.
Yeah.
Right. So let's just do something. We know a couple geeks who will sell a few $1,000, but why bother?
Drew Estate they're a Lancero company. I get it for that. They do the H Phineas Gage. They're kind of
they don't go overboard with their Lanceros. Like
Lanceros, they kind of.
I know An is a big Lancero guy, so I'm sure he's got his hand on it, in which he loves Lanceros. And that Phineas Gage was a great Lancero too. The L40, great Lancero. Do I see the market clamoring for an S84 Lancero? No. I mean, that's my feeling.
I mean, it's another talking point marketing wise. You put out another size. It must be a good line because you're putting out other sizes of it. So it can become a backfill, self-fulfilling prophecy. Personally, I think Lanceros have had their run. I think we should go to Lonsdale's because I think Lonsdale's make better cigars. In a lot of cases. Not all cases. Don't get me wrong. I'm a Lancero guy. I love Lanceros, but I tend to you make me a good Lonsdale and I'm even happier. So, but they get it. It's a marketing splash. People talk about it. It's a press release. But it's such a small market. It's such a small market on Lanceros.
I'm totally with you on that. I like a Lonsdale too. Does that wrap it up for you?
That wraps it up for the news this week.
Well, listen. Anytime you're out there and want to catch up on what's going on in the industry, please visit our dear friend William Cooper at cigar-coop.com. There we go. Media assets. I don't know. Oh, is it here? I always forget to run this too, or did it get buried? I can't even find it anymore. Did you remove it, Alex?
What?
The little Coop sticker at the bottom.
No, we had a Coop sticker.
Yeah, it would go along the bottom, the little red line.
So the URL.
Who knows? That might have maybe.
I
since
use
the
it every
Switch,
week, but I
think-
haven't seen it. But now it's all filled with.
That's what I'm
like,
saying. Maybe since the Switch, it might have. Oh, the banner. Oh, who the fuck knows what?
They're always at the top. Now I see a bunch of Soccer Squatch stuff.
Yeah. What did you do?
You must have got rid of them. I'm in banners because that's where it used to be.
Wait a minute.
We used to have banners that would run like a red line across the bottom.
Why are all the
right?
See, kids,
Okay,
it's not
so
easy
I
to
mean,
do
you've
this.
seen all the summer soccer stuff in the banners.
Yeah,
That's
So
done.
banners-
That's done. Summer stock is over.
No, it's weird because normally, it would be in the smoke-in
I
one.
know, yeah.
not in the KMA one.
Okay, I just thought it was me, or maybe they moved it
Pretty,
around.
pretty cooler. Some mega Soccer Squatches.
Right? Shit. All right. Well, it's that time. It's week number 6. No? Yeah. God, I can never remember how.
No, it's week number 5 because you
Is it
do
week
it
number-
backwards. Pick 6. Pick number 6. Week 5.
Right. It's pick number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pick 6. Week number 5.
It's actually like week 12.
Was that?
But it's actually
literally.
like week 12.
A tale of the tape. Let's run it. Now, Fred, have you done a show with us, co-hosted a show during the season of Tale of the Tape?
I think he did.
Okay.
Yeah, because I usually just throw out one, and you guys are like, "What are you talking about?"
Well, because we talked about like really how difficult the season was. I mean, it was a lot of great TV show theme songs, and we all kind of had our little different criteria of how to cut it down. So, who wants to start off with it?
I'll jump in real quick. We are on number 6. My number 6 pick. God, it's been so long. I forgot. Okay. Another big one, big hummability. And also, I feel like even if you don't know the whole song, everybody knows a part of this song. Gilligan's Island.
No.
Number 6. Might even be low.
Solid.
On my honorable mentions, without a doubt, it was on my list of contenders. Absolutely. Gilligan's Island, solid. I'll go next. I think mine either people are going to love or they're going to like, why is that on your list? But it's one of the most catchiest, short, to the point, always kind of changed a little bit with every episode, which kind of made it cool. And the star sang it himself, which was another cool aspect. I think my other theme show that's on my list where the main character sang the theme song was Lee Majors' Fall Guy, which was my number 9 pick. This show aired on NBC from 93 to 2004, and it's Frasier.
Oh, yeah.
Frasier? I don't even remember.
It's kind of that Sinatra-esque. I hear my daddy calling.
Oh,
yeah. And then he always said, "Good night, Seattle," or sometimes he would change up the line to whatever was going on in the show, and that one always caught my. I enjoyed it, so that made my list. Frasier. There you go.
Hey, baby, I hear the blues are calling. Tossed salads and scrambled eggs.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that. Before we get
That was a good one. It's a good one.
Good show too. Any of you guys watch the original or fans of the original that tried to watch the reboot?
I wasn't.
I didn't watch the reboot.
The reboot was bad.
Reboot was bad.
I didn't watch the reboot.
The original, I get, right? It wasn't a bad show. It wasn't like my all-time favorite show, but the reboot was painful.
Oh, I love the original, man. The dynamic with the two brothers, and then Ed Mahoney's the father, man. It was. I enjoyed it. It was a good show. It's down to you, Coop.
Well, mine was kind of is a one that was picked already, and you actually just mentioned it, Abe. Fall Guy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not the kind of kiss and tell, but I've been seen with Farrah. Well, I mean, to me, and Abe, I think you pointed this out a few weeks ago. It's one of the longest intro themes of a TV show that I can remember.
And they played it. They never made a shorter version of it.
They played the whole thing through. Really, I mean, it was, and the fact that Lee Majors sang it, not known as a singer by any means, did a great job with that song, And
it really fit the motif of the show. I mean, it was good.
It really was. Like I said, I tried to always look at the song, how it stands on by its own. I mean, it had a pretty good opening montage, right? But that song stands on its own really, really well. I was surprised it was never released as a single either. I mean, if it was, it didn't get a lot of airplay, but
it was long enough to be a legitimate single.
Absolutely.
Hands down. You actually because I don't know, and maybe one of you guys know, or Alex could look it up. The only song which was also on my honorable mentions list that didn't make my list, but this I remember making a single because I remember hearing it working with my dad in the grocery store all the time. And I don't know if the theme song came first or the song was out there first, but I gotta believe it was made for the TV show because the lyrics totally
fucking song.
Well,
the greatest American hero.
Oh yeah.
Believe it or not,
I'm working
on it.
I don't know which came first. I don't know.
That's a good question.
But that was played all over the radio.
Yeah.
That was all over the radio.
So let me ask you if this one's on anybody's list. I would, if I was doing the list, I would have Scrubs, the theme song to Scrubs, Lazo Blaine's Superman.
So here's the thing.
That was recognizable if you watched that show, but it was definitely
fan of Scrubs. Big fan of Scrubs. I can't remember the theme song.
Superman. I'm not Superman.
It was same, Abe. It was released for the show. Started the show.
Play it, Alex.
Started in March.
No, he's talking about Greatest American Hero.
I was talking about Greatest American Hero.
It was made for the show.
What was Fred saying? Because
Scrubs. It's Laszlo Bane or something like that. 2000.
Scrubs.
It's definitely one of those ones that you heard it, and like, especially if you watched the show, that was another one that was just one of those,
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh yeah.
Not a bad song. I know that song. No. That's not a bad song.
Yeah, but that was a song. That was a real song they used for the show.
It was a real song first.
No,
yeah, the lead.
Yes. Oh, that. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
That was the real song. Zach Braff heard the song and was pushing for that to be the opening for it.
So yeah, I tried to avoid those because I felt like it wasn't a theme song. You just picked a song that was out there already. So
okay.
On my list. You
got to do like. So I got to do like Takes a Thief with Robert Wagner or something like that, something obscure that like. Hey, the guy that did the Mission Impossible theme did that one.
Listen, we don't have a Would You Rather. I need a whole new set. They sent me one. I need a whole new set from them. But while we have time, we're talking shows, Abe. I would just be remiss. Can you just talk about? Because I think people, if you haven't seen this, you really need to. Can we just talk about what a good series Foundation is?
Okay.
I mean.
So I'm going to tell you something.
Oh, gosh.
I'm going to tell you something now. I don't care if you're a sci-fi person or not.
You're right. Because I'm normally not. That brought me
Foundation, hands down, has to be one of the best shows on television. And for multiple reasons, I'm going to tell you why. The plot is fucking amazing. The storyline is fucking incredible. The writing is great. The acting is great. The cinematography, the costumes.
Yeah.
It's one of the most well thought out shows I have seen in a long time. And it's the only show that I can recall. I mean, it may be another one, but then it doesn't come to mind when I think of it. When I was so blown away by the first season, I said, let me go read these books. I couldn't fucking read the books because
I was going to say they do such a good job because the books span 10,000 years, 150 years. You're jumping. They do such a good job in keeping
the fact that there's no empire in the books takes away the whole fucking beauty of the fucking show. Right. How could you not have empire? So I'm just telling you because I know some people are anti-sci-fi, and
man, such
sci-fi fan. Gary,
it's not a sci-fi show though. It takes place in that environment, but it's not like as you really know, because it's a drama. It's a lot going on. It's very heady. It's very heavy. It's very
heavy. And just the underlying sociological issues. It reminds me a little bit of another show Gary and I both love. Gary, what's the other sci-fi show we love? Expanse. The Expanse.
Oh, Expanse was great.
Expanse was great. And one of my favorite sci-fi shows, Foundation is better.
I would agree. But
Foundation's
I feel like Expanse needed to keep going on. Like that show needed to not be killed as early as it was.
You know what they get in Foundation. You know what they get. Like even just in the season 3 finale, in their season finales, they give
anything away.
A lot of these shows, I don't know, but they give me conclusion and they give me cliffhanger. They give me both. They give me the conclusion.
Yes.
A lot of these shows, they just leave. I'm still on cliffhanger. Let's give me the conclusion to something.
Right.
The next thing.
Whatever was
because it's going to be 2 fucking years before I watch the show again. I mean, that's
right.
Whatever was the turmoil of that season concludes.
Right.
Opening of the next one starts.
But that's why I'm a big fan of miniseries that come out and go, look, we're doing 8 episodes. It starts to finish.
Black Rabbit.
If you want to do if you want to do another one, then that's okay, and you can take it a different direction. But when you're writing for infinity, you never resolve enough. You don't. You take care of your one story arc, but you left so many other in cliffhangers. I love it when they write, and we've seen a lot more of this. Just we're doing 8 episodes, and it's a start to finish. Now you want to bring it back? That's a different story. Let's finish the story.
That's my one beef with Severance. I mean, they give me conclusion to nothing. It's just continual string along.
You know what it is?
Yeah.
They give me a little. Give me.
Do you remember Lost?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Lost was horrible. Lost was like it's like they would throw. So like you're watching an episode and these giant chains are coming out of the ground, and then they're like, "Well, that didn't go anywhere, so we'll just not bring those back in any more episodes going forward." I mean, that was just a disaster.
But no, I do like
those. There was no plan where that show was going to go.
It's 8. Basically, we're giving you an 8-hour movie. It's 8 episodes, and it's full. That's
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
I like those.
So
yeah.
Speaking of limited runs, Black Rabbit, excellent. I liked it.
I didn't watch. I was going to start watching tonight. Yeah.
I was going to start watching it today. It's on my queue.
Black Rabbit's good. Yep. Black Rabbit's good. But I gotta blow Gary Brooks away. So the guy who Alex, if you could look up a picture of Lee Pace, or Empire. Yeah. The guy who plays Empire, okay, Day, who his character, even he plays the same guy, but in different genetic eras. So it's like himself, but not
with different
personalities.
Yes.
Completely different personalities.
And not just him, all of them, the 3 of them. Don't just the 3 of them have to play.
Yes. But if you go back, there was a series that Lee Pace was on. And it was many, many moons ago. It was called Pushing Daisies. Okay. He had a pie shop called the Pie Hole. And it was this I forget what they call it. Like Dick Tracy era looking kind of theme with a private detective in this thing. And he had this gift where I can't remember what it was, but people who ate his pies didn't die or something. I don't know. But he's such a nerd. Gary, if you haven't seen an episode of Pushing Daisies or Pushing Up Daisies, go watch it, because to see Empire,
I got it.
To see Empire in this role, you're like, it took me I think a whole season before I realized it was the same guy.
Well, what about the one we were talking about last month, Abe? You and I were talking about the guy in the F1 movie, and then you said to go back and look at him, the English guy in the F1 movie.
Yes, the guy from Snowfall.
Another guy. You go back, you go back to Snowfall, and you're like, this is the same guy. Yeah. Same guy.
No, well.
Are you American doing English, or are you English doing American? I mean, just
right. I mean, Lee Pace is just his body. He was like a little dweeb nerd, and he's like this god of a character.
I got it. I got it.
He looks the same in both. But there's no way I believe that this guy was like a Compton street talking thug. And I'm watching him F1. I was lost. I'm like, there's no way this English dude was doing Snowfall. And if he was the kid from Snowfall, for him pulling off but he ends up being of Nigerian descent.
He's got that Daniel Day-Lewis gene that's just going to morph into anything.
Yeah. Literally, that was very impressive.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, you guys have to see Black Rabbit. It's tremendous.
It's on my queue.
I think Jason Bateman has really.
I love him.
He started as a child actor, but the work he's done, Arrested Development.
Yeah, I love his podcast.
Yeah,
his podcast with Will Arnett and what's his name?
I got it. You ready?
Yeah.
So this guy.
Yes.
This guy.
That's Empire.
Is also this guy.
Yeah.
This guy is this guy.
Now listen, I just want to show you the second version he's showing you is like the third version of this guy, where he's like a hippie and he's given up. But if you look if you go to his first version where he's got no beard,
first season,
he looks like a deity. He looks like a god.
Yeah, the first season.
Yeah, he looks like a god, man. But yeah, great show. Empire totally Foundation, totally worth it. Don't even waste your time in the books, man. They're too hard, too long, and the shows are actually better. Very few times.
Wait, Gary says he's the Wood Elf King in Lord of the Rings movies.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Didn't even catch that one.
Yes,
I didn't catch that one. I did not catch that one.
Well, Fred,
yes, he is.
Thank you very much for taking time.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to do a show with you? Did we pick a date?
No, we didn't pick a date. We'll pick a date. We'll do yeah.
Okay.
We'll
all right. Well,
the not a cigar show. Thanks, Alex, for the title.
You're welcome.
Damn.
Just so everybody knows, Alex came up with the title to my podcast. That's it's a funny story we'll actually talk about when you're on the show.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it is. I did not know that.
But yeah, that's him too.
I didn't catch that.
Well, who would know? The guy apparently is like the man of 1,000 faces.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's the thing. When you see an actor really make it big in something, nobody realizes that guy's been grinding for 20, 30 years. And you just don't know. They're not all overnight successes.
Jason Bateman was definitely.
Yes.
Ozark's great. Ozark's great.
One of my favorite actors and talented people, in my opinion, of all time. I've been following Jason Bateman since he was a 12-year-old
tremendous.
Kid. And What's Your Move? And I love almost everything this guy's involved with. There's a spelling bee movie, Bad Words, that he's in with a little Indian kid.
Yeah, I remember.
If you haven't seen that, he wrote it. He started it. If you haven't seen that movie, go see Bad Words.
He's one of those people. He's one of those people that it's like Sam Shepard's another one. He used to do a lot of writing and then he ended up doing acting. He's like, they're so grounded. They're so just easy to watch. And like, it seems effortless. They're acting.
Like it's
and
natural.
They steal the scenes just in their, they're not even over the top half the time. It's just, they command attention.
Yeah, really.
He's great.
I'm surprised he hasn't had the big Hollywood movie yet.
He won't. I don't think he will. He will.
I agree. For some reason, I don't think he will.
No, he can
definitely fill it. He can definitely fill that role. Yeah, he's that good.
Because he's not the blockbuster guy. He's just not that guy. But he's the guy that is always going to kill it. Yeah. Gary Oldman, a guy that's always going to be not the main guy, but he's going to nail whatever he does.
That's another guy that if you look at his body of
my God.
How the fuck did
my favorite of all time?
Yeah, 100%.
The White Jamaican Pimp from True Romance.
Right.
Holy shit.
Right.
That's like
White Jamaican Pimp, who also is Bram Stoker's Dracula as well.
Right.
It's the same guy.
Yeah. Bad cop. Yeah. And
he's Commissioner Gordon in Batman. I mean,
and he's English.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something. If you haven't watched Slow Horses,
oh my gosh,
another great series with him in it, and he's great. He is great.
Yeah, he is good.
All right, I'm surprised, Alex. You got a haircut appointment? Usually you'd be like,
no appointment. Every other week. Yeah, no appointment. I gotta get to the gym.
I'm like, you don't look like you need a haircut.
No, not this week. Next
Fred,
week.
Thank you for coming on, gentlemen.
Thank you. Thanks.
Another great Saturday. We hope we entertained you. We hope you had fun with us the past 2 hours. And we hope you come back and watch us next week. Until then, everybody, keep it lit.